Hello, hello, hello. So, this is going to be a new type of video, and I'm personally very excited to try this out. So, let me know what you guys think of it. This is the kind of content I've been thinking about making for a while now. Type profiles. So, the whole point of this is to discuss all 18 types, different weather comps, terrain comps, period, and just going over what the best options are, what they need help for, the general purpose of the type, things like that. So today, because we just got Latias a few days ago, and there are no psychic types on the radar for at least a month, today's video is going to focus on psychic types. Now, I got a lot to say about psychic. So we already went over Latias, but in another video, but just as a quick overview, because I actually got to play Latias a little bit. Granted, not 3 out of 5, but I'm able to actually see what other people do with her as well. So from what I've noticed, she is obviously meant to debuff through Mist Ball, through Honor Roll, and Double Drop as well. And she's meant to do damage off of that. Granted, by here, her Sing move as well has special attack lower the higher the Sing power is. And her grid nodes. The more debuffs she does in general, the more damage she does. Granted, these don't trigger off of it, which is upsetting to me, but whatever. So yeah, she can do good damage, but she needs to be 3 out of 5. That's the condition. Has to be 3 out of 5. Because I was barely pre-syncing with her. And I was just trying to use her. It was something. I don't know. I could probably play it more optimally. I need to experiment with it more, but just her damage, I don't think is there for her on type. Much less off type. She needs to be 3 out of 5 for these extra modifiers. I just don't see how. But yeah, because she doesn't lower her special defense, she's locked to someone like Mewtwo. Which is perfectly fine because Mewtwo's very strong, but you're not syncing with her. You're literally just one-shotting the field with Mewtwo. Because with one special defense drop, like one singular psychic on a roll, Mewtwo is doing 30k plus off of the sync AoE. It's ridiculous. He is like a mini Lusamine. So that is Latias. And speaking of Mewtwo, let's go over Mewtwo next. So Mewtwo has power reserves too, which is alright. You could probably do half HP and make that possible. Psychic, special defense drop, Shadow Ball, special defense drop, so you can do Ghost Contact with Mewtwo, max his own crit rate. He does not max his own special attack, but he has a very high special attack. Just 623 I think is the highest in the game. I think. But Side Strike does not do anything, and it competes with the rest of his kit because it's defense rather than special defense. You want to lower the special defense, but this scales off defense. It's a little weird. There are probably examples where you can use it, but it's just to me. So he gets Brain Teaser and Smarty Pants, which scale off special defense drops, which is good. CS3, very good. He has weird recovery, which is whatever. Psychic power, 2 psychic honor rolls, so you have a natural 50% chance, I think it is, to drop special defense with 1 psychic. And Shadow Ball ends up being 40? Yeah, 40 and 50, yeah. Oh, alright. But then obviously 2 sync nodes, endurance, which you could use, I guess, if you need to tank something. But yeah, Mewtwo is one of the best special attackers Psychic has to offer. Very locked to Latias, because Latias buffs his special attack while providing terrain. So your support only has to worry about +2, and you could toss off Bianca. So Latias does 2 things that Mewtwo really wants. Mewtwo does something Latias really wants. So they go hand in hand. That is a core. On the topic of cores, let's move to Necrozma, because this is Psychic's other core. So when you're Ultra Necrozma, 420 special attack, it's not as high as Mega Mewtwo, obviously, but it's still very strong. You have Prismatic Laser, 192 base power, Mirror Shot, Direct Plus, and Luminous Love reduces sync countdown and special attack by 6, lowers speed by 1. So you max out your own crit, max out your own special attack, and you give yourself a countdown. She is very good when it comes to cheesing comps. When it comes to cheesing content. So, specifically, Champion Stadium, when there's the node, ally and enemy sync countdowns are cut by half, you would use Lusamine for that. All because people should have Clefairy and Lily. If you use Psychic Terrain, Lusamine, and Lily, you can reduce your countdown by 2, give yourself guaranteed crit, but to then Terrain, you sync, you give yourself crit again, Prismatic Laser, they should be dead. It's just a 2-shot. It's insane. Oh, Spirit, because she's a Master Fair. We know what that does. Healthy Super Hit. Apply Super Effective next when the HP is full when you enter. Entry freebie, free move, and Expand Reach just hits everything. It is ridiculous. Now, Ultra, it becomes Super Duper Effective 2 and MGR 4. So the whole point of her is that you want to pop onto the field with free move and super effective up. Your sync move takes a super effective up, hits everything, but then your free move will go to Prismatic Laser, hit everything. You should have 4 bars, Prismatic Laser again. So it's pretty much 3 free moves with super duper effective 2 on the Prismatic Laser. So you want to on-type with her. Like, she is very strong. She is one of the best pairs in this game. Like, she's just an atomic bomb. It is ridiculous. She gets precognition, weird vibes, double down, and brain sync are very important for her sync nuke, then CS1. Weird vibes I don't use as much, but it's definitely usable if you want to shift away from... So if you're not doing double down, obviously for off type, you could go brain sync, CS1, and weird vibes, for example, so you get 60% off Psychic Turn instead of 50. So Lusamine is just an atomic bomb of a unit. She is what people want with the Strike Nuke, with the Strike EX in general. Like, she is just insanely powerful. I'm so glad I got her. Now when it comes to Musharna versus Latias, who would you use for your Psychic Terrain? Because Latias' special attack up doesn't do much for her. Latias does give move gauge acceleration, but her debuffs really don't work well with Necrozma, because Necrozma just 2-shots everything. So, what's the point of running Latias? You would run Latias for move gauge acceleration, that would be 1. Free moves in general for good off damage, that would also be good. But at that point, you want to run a special attack supporter to maximize Latias as well for your off damage. What you could also do, Musharna here, you could use her as your tank, but to then have another special attacker on the side, or what I do is I run Lily and I was about to say Necrozma, Lily and Lunala, because Lunala maxes her own special attack. She needs speed as well. She can give move gauge acceleration from quick tempo. Now, of what she does is also more special defense stuff with honor roll 4, but you don't need that. You can chip special defense by 1 for the funsies, then nuke, but you don't need it. She's there for terrain. She can raise her own defenses and moves that scale off it. Terrain, psychic, yada yada yada. Her defensive bulk isn't honestly the greatest, but it's whatever. But it is really the pep rally, because Lusamine lowers her own speed, and Lunala needs speed as well. Psychic Terrain Pep Rally, Precognition 2. And you give Lusamine Precognition 3, so that's 30% with +1 speed, and 20% with +1 speed. Well, +2 if you use both of your terrains. So Lusamine would be neutral or +1. For Musharna, it'd be +1 or +2. So that's just more move gauge acceleration. But then you can give them hit healing as well, where you give everyone just gradual healing. You can give her weird recovery as well, where you get 2 HP ticks per move used. You can give her impervious, so her defenses can't drop. Musharna is she's an alright tank, but she's a very good supporter for the Lusamine comp because of this. Now what Alola Psychic needs is Tapu Lele. That's a different story for another day, but Tapu Lele would be insane with Lusamine. So those are the 2 cores, really, in my opinion. It's Musharna and Lusamine, then Latias and Mewtwo, whichever one you want to use. If you didn't get Lusamine, Probably not going to come back, so you're better off going with the Latias Mewtwo core. If you have Lusamine but lack Musharna, Latias still works, but in my opinion, Musharna is preferred just for that tank slot. But once again, that is my opinion. That's the main core of Psychic, being the two terrain supporters and just busted units. So now we're going to get more into the niche options. So let's go with Hoopa. Someone else who's very good, right? Hoopa here is a sync monster. Sync countdown out the asshole. So Head Start 2 starts by -2 outright. And you can give him Head Start via Lucky Skill as well for another one. But then Adrenaline 2. When you do your first sync, count to -2. Has Propulsion. Can trigger countdown at pretty much any point for free. This is hilarious. Hyperspace Hole. Never misses. Single target, 172 base power. That scales off Psychic terrain. Pretty fucking funny. X special attack. He gets his own special attack up by 4, so you just need a support that gives 2, or you could snatch it from the enemy, depending on who it is. So he can fully sustain himself. Follow my lead. Stat reduction defense to all hours, reducing sync move countdown by 1, so he has another countdown. Raises crit hit rate by 3, and applies gradual healing. So depending on who the enemy is, you can already just snatch your last special attack buff, which I think is absolutely hilarious. Power of this move increases when none of the target stats are raised. So that's Grimsley's effect. So you snatch then sync. That is what you want to do for the most damage possible. But you can also totally use Hoopa as just a sync acceleration battery. You can even give him Adrenaline as a lucky skill for Adrenaline 3 when you sync, so you could plan your next sync better after you're already buffed up with everything. Because that's my problem with Head Start 3, is that you only have 6 actions to buff everyone and get your Sync Nuke ready, or your Support EX. If you were to run Adrenaline, and set up your nuke, you have the Head Start 2, you have the propulsions, you have the Follow My Lead, you can rush the first sync very quickly, but then Adrenaline 3 so you have the Sync Nuke with 1 buff. With 1 sync buff as is, so they're hitting that much harder. Now, you have Snatch NPR, MGR, Special Attack NPR. You have Rejuvenate for your first sync, which isn't bad. Snatch Cataclysmic Cure, so you can heal yourself. More Snatch stuff. Hyperspatial stuff. Super Duper Effective, that's pretty good, 10%. And Furious Sprint, the more the Special Attack is raised, the more it powers up the user's moves. He can hit very hard with the base 170 power move. With this many multipliers and Psychic Terrain, he hits so hard. Like, it is not even funny. X special attack ramp up. So he can actually max out his own special attack without Snatch. But in my opinion, I'd rather prefer on Snatch because this is a 10 cost thing. That's not cheap. It's there if you need it, but MGR, MPR, Fast Track, not needed. Soften Up, not needed. Rising Tide, if you want. If you get like a big snatch off someone, you can do it, but I don't think it's needed. I would personally go for the hyperspace hole stuff, but then if any snatches you want with the MGRs, so you can just keep taking buffs. But that's what I do with Hoopa. Hoopa is very, very good. I'm glad I got him. I need to put dupes into him. But so many tech units are coming out, it's just not worth it for me. I'd rather put them into someone who I would use forever. Zones and shit. That's Hoopa. So, any other niche options off the tip of my head? We could do Mew. Mew's a free unit. Everyone should have Mew maxed out. Mew here is interesting. So stats don't buff when you sync, but Swift, X Speed, Second, and World of Dreams. Special attack by 2, 4. Raises one of the following stats by 3 at random, so he scales off of buffs. Are those the same? Yeah, they're the same. Okay. So post-sync move, most stats replaced with Fire Blast, Thunder, and Blizzard. So he keeps Psychic, but other than that, he just gets high base power moves for off-typing. So you could do some off-type stuff with Mew as well, which is very interesting. Sync, no additional effect, whatever. Oak's Research replaces some. Yeah, that's this. Super duper effective, so you want to hit him with on-type stuff, and he can just outright lower stats. So people use him as an evasion tank as well with Swift and just don't sync with him. So you're debuffing everything and you're raising your own evasion, which is in the grid. Or they just do different type stuff, which is very interesting. Let's get rid of that. So grid-wise, you have accuracies for the less accurate moves, special reserves too, whatever. Expert MPR, Swift MPR, Inertia, Blind Spot. You can use them as a sync nuke. Weather Surge, you can use them with fire. You can use it with sun, so that would hit pretty hard. Dirty Fighting, if you get a burn or something, that's fine. Idolatry, raise evasion, Shifty Striker. This is what people do for the evasion tank. Evasion tank Mew, just rapid debuffing. First aid, nice. Natural Remedy, nice. Hostile environment. And yeah, Mew's just a niche unit who could do multiple types. Very, very similar to Gladion in that sense, except Gladion can do every type. And Gladion has a signature to go with it. Mew is more on-type damage post-sync. So you want to buff everyone up as much as you can, then just smack them. And you could probably do Mew with someone else who's off-type, but then as support who maxes out special attack or whatever offenses. That's a good example. In fact, that actually make a good video. So yeah, that is Mew. A very niche pick, a free pick, nonetheless, but is very handy if you lack certain types, like Electric, for example. But that's just an example. So, let's go into Alakazam. Alakazam is Reflect, crit rate up for everyone, he can max it out, and special attack. He's one of the few people who can actually get special attack up to +6 for an ally. So people used him a lot with Mewtwo. Which, in my opinion, was just not that feasible, because you're wasting heals. Because this healing raises special attack by 3, raises actually by 1 stage. Just the fact that it's a heal and you're using it to buff, I don't like it. I just don't. And you become Mega. So you get Speedy Entry, Unflinchable, and Dauntless. Those don't change. Moves don't change. It's actually no, the move does change. Psybeam the Psychic, forgot about that. But then you get just a little bit of a special attack increase. He's not enough to be considered an offensive. He doesn't do enough to be considered offensive in my opinion, but if you give him Psychic Terrain, if you give him the Support EX, he has CS2, CS3 in total. If you were to give him CS2, that's CS5. With Psychic Terrain, that's 100%. He has no other Psychic modifiers, which is fine. But he can get his special attack up to max. He's not the worst option if you need a Psychic DPS, but at that point, just run him with Mewtwo. Actually, people were doing that shit. But yeah, just... I don't know. Alakazam's weird. But people really run Alakazam for the Reflect, and I run him for the Pepper Rally as well. So you give everyone a little bit of speed while give them defensive bulk depending on the stage. If it's someone who doesn't crit, yeah, sure. That's fine. Psybeam is good for just general move gauge consumption. Dire Hit can max out everyone's crit rate, as I said. Very niche for DPS, but a very good tank / support. People use Alakazam for tanking. Alright, Chingling. New Year's Sabrina. Obviously, support. Confusion, X special attack all, so you can get everyone's special attack up to +4 on your own. Condition Shield. Not the biggest fan of this, but it is what it is. It probably applies to me someday. Restores an ally's HP by approximately 40% and applies Endure. I like that a lot personally. You're just giving Endure. So you can have an ally take up to 3 hits. Well, somewhere around there. But yeah, just, oh, I'm low on HP. Heal. Oh, they cheat me to my Endure. Heal again. Oh, Endure again. It's just free turns for your allies to get stuff done while you're taking hits while you're eating bricks to the face. Team Smart Command has a 30% chance of increasing special move next to all allies sync wearers by 1 rank when the user uses a trainer move. So special attack all, your condition shield, and clear your mind, all 30% chance. That's too low in my opinion. Sharp Teamwork, 30% chance of giving crit rate when the use attack move is successful. When you use Confusion, 30% chance to give everyone crit rate. Aggravation, just extra Confusion chance. Don't like that. Confusion's weird for me. because everyone has less in confusion. So what's kind of the point of it? Unless if someone gets a modifier off it, like Absol. If someone off Psychic were to get a modifier off of Confusion, I would love this a lot more. But yeah, max damage crit rate, not bad. Special attack, not bad. Special attack, all ramp up. So with this, you can max out everyone's special attack for free. So Qingling can do it as well. So it's just a Sabrina thing. With special attack up next, assuming you get it, that's the keyword for it. Assuming you get it. Reduce damage when in psychic terrain. Charge move get on psychic terrain. Stats can be lower on psychic terrain. So you want to run terrain with this Pokemon. Like, no shit, unfortunately. But 2% chance raising. What's it? Okay, so can raise defenses as well. Confusion fast track. I like Confusion Team fast track. I like that a lot because it's speed instead of just a confusion thing. Speed is a very important stat. Career Mind Master Healer, so 6% HP. Condition Shield Group Therapy. So you remove status conditions with your Condition Shield. I like that better unless if you know it all. Sync Free for All allies get free move next. Healthy Healing. Condition Shield NPR. Guard entry. So you raise your defense on entry. Sync Free for All. So with the Support EX, what you'd be getting is Recuperation and free move for everyone off your Support EX. I think that's pretty good. Do I think Qing is good? Yes. Do I think Qing is the best option for a lot of things? No. Because these parts for Kit are just RNG. I don't like this reliant of RNG stuff. If this was 50%, I'd like it more. 30% chance, I'm mostly fine with because it's only 3 crit rate. You only need that to activate 3 times. But that's assuming you're not spamming clear your mind like your life depends on it. Because it specifically says when the user's attack is successful. So you need to be using Confusion for that. Yeah, she has some decent bulk, so it is what it is. She's pretty good. So yeah, these are just a bunch of other options for Psychic, right? Cresselia here. Adrenaline. Sync Countdown. Damage Guards. Free moves. Sync Regen. Endurance. Movement Acceleration. Master Healer. But to then just... Because yeah, Moonlight heals. Confusion. Moon Blast. Raises defenses and crit hit rate. So it can max out crit for everyone. And you do take recoil. But at the same time, you get 30% damage reduction. Well, it's not necessarily damage reduction, but you get the point. But so then you have an EV-type sync move, except it heals everyone. Granted, it's only 20%, going up to 40. Assuming you're 3 out of 5. The maximum restoration is back to 4%. Yeah, okay. No, sorry, 30. 30 assuming 3 out of 5. Removes all status conditions and any alignments. Charges move gauge. So, very good support EX. She does so much. Increases special movements by all sync pairs by 1 rank when you uses a status move, while its remaining HP is at 50% or below. So when you use Moonlight, when you're in that damage reduction range, you get that buff. That's much better to me. Sync Damage Guard up applies damage guard next to the user the first time the sync move is used. So you sync, you get damage guard. Your HP drops to the left, you get damage guard. So you just get damage nullification, damage reduction, healing, movement acceleration, crit for everyone, defenses for everyone. The only thing she doesn't do is do any kind of solid offense, as in solid offensive support. Moonblast is fine on its own. Perfectly okay with that. She can actually help off-type with Psychic a little bit. No, not Psychic. Fairy a little bit, assuming you actually get some special attack. But otherwise, this is very good for other people. Because it's something that's guaranteed. I don't like the mechanic. I don't. But it's something that's guaranteed, so you could set it up. So yeah, Cresselia, very good. One of the better tanks that you could just use to do a lot of stuff. Neostic, free unit, process synergy with Psybeam. She's really just here for Thunder Waves, X speed, and healing for herself. So yeah, just a mini tank type thing. Aggravation. just, you're not that good. You're really not. Confusion, synergy, aggravation, emergency huddle. Yeah, you're kind of like a tank. You're kind of a sync nuke. You're just kind of bad. I don't know how else to put it. You're just kind of bad. Maxing out speed for yourself, sure. Fuzzy Strike with Stack Shock built in. You're kind of this, you're kind of that. Have this, you're just kind of bad. You know, special attack down, whatever. And Rolling Coaster, but then we're gonna get into some off-typing options. Personally, you need help. Very badly. Hidden Power, Move Gauge Boost, Psychic, Don't Bore Me, raising Special Attack by 2, defenses, so you don't max your own crit rate at all. Don't max your own special attack, but you do give defenses, so you're not bad as a tanking option. And just Arid Condition immunity. You need to rework super badly. Hidden Power Propulsion, Revenge Boost, there's the tank option. Adrenaline, Healthy Healing, so you heal yourself. Cataclysmic Cure, another heal. Hidden Power Hype Up, so you can max your own special attack, but it's not a high chance. But then Weather Immunity as well. And more condition relieving. So yeah, I know in the past I've used Relentless as a tank. But just, she is not that good. She's not doing much for you. Other than just being a damage sponge who doesn't even do that job very well. There are better options, just like Crest now. And off-type options, from what I saw, we have Bronzong here. It's Zen Headbutt, but it counts. 20% chance to flinch, right? No evasion effect. So you can use them against those pesky evasion-raising stages while having flinch available to you. And Gyro Ball when your speed is the target speed is raised, so at any point. Built-in aggravation. And you have an aggravation down here as well. So that's a 40% chance to flinch off Zen Headbutt. You can use him as a defense crusher as well. You can use him to take aggro off of your tank for a short period of time, so they're not dying immediately. You can raise your defenses. You can do well. That is Sync Nuke. If this was quick tempo, it'd be better in my opinion. Zen Headbutt accuracy. Just Bronzong isn't horrible. He's niche. He has uses though. Niche, but uses. I did not want to go Tornadus. I think that's all that I really saw here. I'm just gonna give a quick little skim just because. Oh, Delphox. Yeah, Hypnosis. I'm gonna count it, right? Hypnosis puts the target to sleep. Go for Viral 9, so you hit everything. Stat Leech. 50% chance to lower stat random and raise a set stat. Good Nightmare. Powers up moves while target's asleep, so that'd be Overheat. Overheat in the sun would hit decently hard with that. But here's the problem with Go Viral. And this is true with the other screen as well, Whimsicott. It hits everyone. But this unit, at least you need Troublemaker as the lucky skill. Because this is a 90% chance to hit everyone. So it hits the one. Okay, to hit the right, 90% chance. To hit the left, 90% chance. Hit the middle, 90% chance. So you're technically rolling 3 dices. Troublemaker makes this 100%. You hit everyone. You don't need to worry about Hypnosis accuracy at all with this. So that's good. Another Good Nightmare. Good Nightmare. But then there's Rude Awakening, Sync moves. Sync moves with the Sun. With EX, she can hit Prayers as Sync Nuke. Issue Advantage, Stationary Target, Poketrap, Impervious. She can give herself Evasion. Most MGR. Mind Games. So you can use her as a special defense breaker with the sleep stuff. The issue with her is that you need to retarget every time you need to sleep. So sleep chaining back in the day was very annoying with her because you had to retarget. You had to learn how it worked. Unfortunately, it's just not as good now. Same issue as Darkrai. Exact same issue. I'm not biased one way or the other. It is mediocre now. It's good for some things, but just it's not as useful for CS as it was for Full Forces. Full Forces, it was broken as fuck. But now it's not as useful. And I think that's about it with Psychic. So overall, TLDR on Psychic types is you have some extremely powerful options. So, some of the most powerful units in the game, high sync nukes, AoE, whatever, Psychic could probably do it. But their issue lies in the fact that they, once again, limited. This one's limited. This one's probably never coming back. You're limited, you're limited, you're limited. Otherwise, Musharna and Mewtwo are like your two best jump options. They are perfectly fine. But Lucidmane, I would still argue as one of the strongest units in this game. Like, literally up there with Groudon, Kyogre type, powerful good. It's just ridiculously good at how strong Psychic is, how many units they've been getting, period. They're just becoming all damage dealers similar to Dragon, but at least they have stuff set in place, like Alakazam, Cresselia, Hoopa, of where it's not all just DPS, they have their own niche uses. So that's the one thing I'll give Psychic over Dragon. Psychic is in a very good spot. They're probably not going to get another unit for a while, which is perfectly fine by me because they don't need it anymore. They got the Mewtwo support they needed, and I think it's fine now. I think it's in a very healthy spot. So if you guys enjoyed this type of video, let me know. I'll be doing more of these in the future with the other fairs that we've been getting and whatever mass fairs we're getting in the future. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.